People know me as a dude with many arms, so I just be catching shit all the time. You know, I'm just catching everything. I'm like the best wide receiver.
Fucking shit. We are in the mix. I'm telling you. Like, it takes a village.
Are we live right now?
We are live right now.
Are we recording?
We are recording.
Fuck yeah.
If anything goes wrong, what happened last week or what happened on Sunday will not happen today. I am being furious about it. And so, if and when people hop in, they'll hop in here. You will be able to see them if they chat. You'll see them chat here.
Gotcha. Perfect.
I don't stream a ton, so my viewership's like super low, which I'm not tripping about because I don't do this for the viewership. I do this to talk to you, and also to get this so that we can cut it and put it out, and I can do all the shorts and shit that I've been doing. And be like, listen to this person and find them.
Of course. No, I got
Okay.
you. That sounds good to me.
Thank you for being a part of this experience.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for being patient.
Everything that I've done with you has been like extremely fun. So like, you know, it's no worries.
I'm glad you think so. Cause I be sitting here sweating like, I don't know if this is gonna work. Like, I
mean,
hope.
you dealing with so many inputs and outputs and like, you know. So
Not even just this, like ever.
Yeah.
Like the battles, all the shit. I don't
Honestly.
know. I never know.
The
Just like
battles look really extensive to like get together because like one, you're in a total different location, and then you know you're dealing with so many heads who are like, I need to plug in my equipment. I need to make sure my equipment goes. It's a lot. I feel that same way. I used to run catacombs. You know what I'm saying?
hell yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that. You said what?
I didn't know you ran catacombs.
Yeah, you did it. I'm going to introduce everybody to Alisa here.
Yo.
Fucking welcome. Yeah, there's a little thing that comes up. There's like I got a little effect in there.
Hey.
Yeah, you see
That's
that right
tight.
there. It comes. You see in like the delayed stream, but that's what happens.
No, that's good.
So as we go through this, I'm going to have those pop up every now and again. There's gonna be a delay on that screen, but we're live. We're good.
Good.
Thank you for being a part of this. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. It's always the casting. Just throwing a line and seeing who is willing. I wouldn't even say throwing a line. It's like I'm hanging off the cliff and I'm like, if someone can catch this rope on the cliff, like I hope someone does. I need help.
People know me as a dude with many arms, so I just be catching shit all the time. You know, I'm just catching everything. I'm like the best wide receiver.
I love it.
Not really.
You know, the legs aren't there. Or just having
Just
many
the
arms
legs.
would be beneficial.
That would be crazy, bro. I get so much done. But God wasn't too kind to us, you know.
That's fair. I mean, it would also. I don't even know how practical it would be in the long term.
But I mean, like, you know, you making breakfast and it's like you gotta be quick. So it's like, okay, I got the eggs in one pan, I got the pancakes in the other hand, and just like, all right, boom, we got breakfast. If you're in a couple, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got pancakes and you got eggs.
True.
You know, so.
But you can do that if you're ambidextrous. But like, you have arms coming out the side of your body.
I ain't never seen Gordon Ramsay even do that shit. So it's like, you know,
This Gordon Ramsay's got one strong hand.
right? He was like, it's raw. It's like, there's no way somebody's using two hands.
No,
when he's
no, not at all, not at all. He'd be fucking pissed.
I'd be mad as fuck.
So tell us, where are you from actually? Let's start there.
Okay, so I'm from Massachusetts originally. I grew up there, and my parents are from Pakistan. They immigrated here in the late '90s, and for 20 years I was born and raised in Massachusetts, and I came to Atlanta last year to pursue my music career.
You came here last year?
June of 2021. So almost
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to be like, we talked before, and you didn't. Yeah, if you came here last year and we talked last year,
Yeah.
like, nah, I've seen you.
No.
I've seen you longer.
Of course. I mean, it's crazy because like it's so awesome to see that like people have accepted me as a part of the community so quickly. Like, I don't know if there's a lot of people who can do that. You know, it's I feel very blessed to like, you know, I stepped into a community of people that I knew nobody. You know, I didn't know anybody here. I made my debut at Auxilla at Controller Eyes.
Really?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was
the first time I saw you actually.
At
As a matter
Controller
of fact, it likely was.
Yeah,
I used to sit posted outside of Auxilla.
Yeah, I remember you sitting there.
You sit on the ground.
Just sitting on the ground.
Looking at everybody like this is the coolest shit in the fucking world.
Oh, man, that was the first Controller I went to, and the last one I went to, because after that they didn't come back.
So that would have been in June or July of that year.
I think it was July of 2021.
Yeah.
Remember, everybody got sick. I got sick after that too. Yeah, that shit was not fun. But shout out Auxilla, shout out Controller Eyes. Like, y'all gave me a platform.
Seriously.
But yeah, no, I made my debut there, and I remember everybody was hopping up with their laptop and their SPs, and I was the only one who had a mobile phone. So I put my phone on aux and started playing my beats, and it's going through Francois's SP. Shout out to Francois too. He got me into Auxilla that night.
Francois the GOAT.
Francois is the GOAT, 100%. And like, I was playing the beats off my phone, and motherfuckers are moshing. And I was like, this is crazy. Y'all don't even know me. It was like some Asian eclectic trap music, and everyone was like in the corner just like having a mosh pit. It was tight. It was amazing. And then from there, I started coming to Cartridge regularly, and now I'm a part of the community, and it's really tight. And I think my talent definitely shows for it too. So
definitely does. So were you making music before you came to Georgia?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up, like, I was a weird kid. Like, I would just make sounds with my mouth, just for no reason. Like, I'd just be yelling. My mom would be like, what the hell are you doing? She'd be like, kya kar rahe ho? You know, that's Urdu for what are you doing? And I'd just be, like, making noises with my mouth, and, you know, I just liked sounds. And then at some point, I remember when I was 8, my mom got me a keyboard, but the keyboard had, like, drum sounds on it, and you could loop the drum sounds. So I was making like small beats when I was 8 years old, 8 or 9, and around that time too, like I would take a lot of rides with my mom in the car, and she'd play like a bunch of Punjabi music, a bunch of Indian music. Those were my first songs that I heard.
Hell yeah, it's your gospel.
That's my gospel. It's funny though, because when I entered my teens, I started getting into hip hop, and I let go of a lot of that stuff. But yeah, when I started getting into hip hop, it was around like 12, 13. I think I was listening to too much Eminem at the time. You know what I mean?
At the time?
At the time.
So wait, if you don't mind me, were you comfortable saying your age?
I'm 23.
You're 23?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're 23. I'm 27. You're 4 years younger than me.
All
so
my friends are older than me.
Well, and that's not even the thing. It's not even the young. So that would have been
2013, 2012.
2013, 2012. That's when I graduated high school.
That was when Good Kid, Mad City came out.
Oh my God! So wait, what Eminem were you listening to then?
I was listening to old shit, because that's what
Marshall Mathers LP, Infinite,
that
stuff like
stuff.
Okay, bet.
But that was also around the time where I started, the TDE stuff was blowing up too, so I started gravitating to that. A bunch of Absol, a bunch of Schoolboy Q, Kendrick, J-Rock, and yeah, I started really making a transition into hip hop, and that's what kind of laid the foundation for a lot of the stuff I'm doing now. I became so heavy into hip hop that when I came here, my influences circled back to me. So I was able to combine my childhood music and my heritage with hip hop, and I think that's been a very like important thing that I've been doing, and you know, it's what sets me apart. It makes me unique. So
it really does. So what introduced you to hip hop? What was the influence that led you to it?
Oh my God, hip hop is a thing for me that's very uplifting, right? And I think that stems from when I used to be like bullied in school.
Okay.
Like I went through that whole phase, and I went to school with predominantly white people, and I was like the only brown person there. So of course, by default, they don't have to say that they're being racist. They're just gonna pick on because I look different.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, I was always like the odd one out, outcasted. I sat alone at lunch a lot. Like I was, I'd say a pretty outcasted kid. Not by my own. Like I tried interacting with people and like, you know, trying to make friends, but they just judged me because, you know, I was brown. That was post 9/11 America too.
Shit.
I was born in 1999. 9/11 happened when I was 1 year old, and then from then on out, I was just like target on my back.
God damn.
So, yeah, and I discovered hip hop at like around 11, and my brother, shout out Abdullah. I mentioned my brother a lot. My brother is a former host of a Viceland TV show called Bon Appetit.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Abdullah's the host of that, or was the host. He doesn't work for Vice anymore, but
it's okay. Vice doesn't exist the way.
Yeah, fuck Vice. It's stupid. I hate those guys. Yeah. So he, I would call him regularly and just tell him how I'm doing. Oh, are we good?
Which base movement happening? Oh, okay. That's exactly why. Q told me I need to lift the mic up. Q co-piloting has got to.
Damn.
It's okay. No. You're good. It's just because it's sitting on the thing.
Gosh, I do be leaning to the side a little bit.
So, do people, the way you reacted when you said that your brother was a Vice host, and you're just kind of like, yeah, like, do people normally get excited? Because I've never seen that show before.
So, people get really excited about that stuff because his show was a really insightful show. Like, it was one of the first shows that taught people how to combine cannabis with foods.
Oh.
And edibles and stuff like that. So, it was him and this other brown dude named Krishna who was doing the other weed show. It was called Weedakit.
Mm-hmm.
Weedakit was the other one. They basically built that whole weed column in Vice together. But then, Vice had its own discrepancies when their owners were convicted of sexual harassment. So, and then my brother's like, I don't want to be associated with this. But going back to my point, Abdullah started sending me a lot of old school hip hop when I was younger because I was starting to write raps and shit like that. So he was like, okay, we're in an era right now where there's a lot of mainstream stuff that may not translate well if you absorb that first and then start rapping. Try it with this. It was Big L, Nas, Wu-Tang, DITC, Big Pun, Fat Joe, all the classics, Black Thought. And that's what made me a better rapper, is because I started by listening to just mainly 90s rap.
Yeah.
I got to the trap stuff later, but at the time it was like, no, I want to hone in on my skills.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Black Thought fan.
Listening to The Magician, it makes a lot more sense now.
What I mean?
Hell yeah. Your whole flow, your cadence, like, it is yours. 100%. I can understand the inspiration. That's what I'm speaking to more.
Of course.
So, that's so fucking cool.
Right.
Because especially because of how young you are, which isn't much younger than me. Like I said, 4 years ain't shit, for real. Like, we're in the same generation for all intents and purposes.
Of course.
And at the same time, I don't know too many young youth who are familiar with the
goods.
The good shit like that.
Yeah.
Like fucking Black Thought, Big L, even Nas, like.
I was bumping I was like 12 bumping hieroglyphics.
I fuck with it.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Everyone's like, what the hell are you listening to? I'm like, this good shit, bro. Like, y'all are stuck right now. I loved like Wayne and, all the mainstream stuff back then too, but there's something about the niche stuff from the 90s that holds like a really big place in my heart. Mm-hmm. Like, that's music I can always go back to and get reference point. And that's the music that makes me a better rapper. It's like, I have to listen to that in order to rap. Like, when I'm having writer's block, those are the MCs that I go to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to get my pen up, so.
That's what's up. That is so cool. Okay, I'm going to actually get to, like, one of the questions that the way you've answered, like, the first, like, main one, which is how you got involved in music, but it's still cool hearing the journey for you. It's
been I take stock of a lot of things. I think there's like very small things that have been very significant to me. I draw inspiration from random places, and like I think the journey, people don't account for their journeys enough. People oftentimes miss certain moments that in retrospect would have been way more impactful now than in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Right. So,
oh my God,
just
you
take
about
stock.
To make me fucking cut some shit that I didn't even mean to. Like, it's not even because I'm doing this. So, what is something about you that you would want to change about yourself?
My organization.
Okay.
I am extremely chaotic.
Okay.
When I get things done, I make a huge mess, but then I clean it up after. Okay. But then I want to be able to like not have to make a huge mess every time I want to get something done. Like, whether it's like making a beat or cleaning my room or like, it's just everything has to go everywhere, which is, I guess, fine as long as it gets cleaned in the end. But I want to have more of an organized way of doing things. I've been doing things. I mean, I know I'm still young and like, you know, I got a lot of spice and all that shit in me. You know, I got some Ice Spice in me still, but you know, she's great. Shout out Ice
She's
Spice.
absolutely wonderful.
She's wonderful. But yeah, I wanna do things more maturely, you know, and that's just gonna come with the growth process. Like, I want to make sure that I know where all my files are on my computer at all times. You know what I'm saying? Because I be digging through my folders, and I'm like, why did I do this to myself? Like, can I just please have a clean desktop, you know? Yeah. But yeah, organizational skills. I want to be a better collaborator. Okay. You know, I've always, you know, I was bullied. I was outcasted. So by default from that trauma, I have a very lone wolf nature. Like, I feel like I do things the best on my own, but there is something to be said about bringing different energies into the room and seeing how they alchemize and, you know, what type of chemistry you get out of them.
Hell yeah.
And that's the part of my life that I haven't really explored yet. You know, I've had multiple sessions with people that I love at my house. But in terms of like collaborating with new people, I think I have to develop a patience when it comes to collaborating with new people, because everyone has a different style of how they make music. So, you know, I think patience is a big thing for me. I'm an extremely impatient person. Like, I've been patient for a lot of things for a really long time, and I'm like really angry that I've had to be this patient.
Like, now you want what you want,
right? Like, I want this shit already, but you know, there's something to be said about like good things happen to people who wait. You know? So.
Yeah, there is. It takes. I don't think it's just your age. I think it comes from that experience too. Like, if you want to get out of a situation, or you want a result from a situation, there's that. To me, anyway, I would like to think that there was a time where you kind of felt like your back was against the wall, or you feel like shit was moving too slow, and if it would have gone quicker, you would be in a different position. You would have had a different outcome at the time.
There's certain things that you have to go through to get to those points, to make yourself into the person that's supposed to be there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, pain is a really hard thing to deal with, but sometimes that shit just makes you better. I can't explain it any other way. Like, I've gone through, like, I love being in this city. I love what it's done for me, but I've also gone through some really painful moments out here. Yeah. Like, some shit that should have made me go crazy, but I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and a lot of that pain has made me, like, so much wiser, a bigger bullshit detector. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I want. Yeah. You know, I'm able to trust myself more and not have to, like, you know, fall back on other people's opinions. Because that's one thing I struggle with. You know, it's like I've always wanted to please everybody. Yeah. But now it's coming to a point where it's like, okay, I don't need to do that as much. You know, because everyone's already pleased. Like, I'm that guy. I'm really good at what I do. You know. Yeah. So
I completely understand where you're coming from. I think the fact that, like, hearing you say, I know what I want, is like, it warms my heart, because I would say, at least from my experience, at 23, a lot of people when I was that age, we didn't know. Yeah. A lot of people our age now don't know, and older than us. You see, I'm sure you see it. The people who didn't know still don't know, and they just kind of walk I wouldn't say walk. They become a cog in the machine. Exactly. And they just fucking keep on turning. It's all autopilot.
Turning. That's another thing about me. Like, I fear being stagnant. Okay. Stagnation is like such a fear of mine, and it's like I never want to be in the same place for like more than a couple months. Like, if I don't move forward, I'm doing something wrong. That's how I see myself. Whether it's like, you know, job or music or, you know, whatever. Stagnation, none of that shit. I can't do that. Yeah. You know, I'm not. And if there's people around me who are adding to the stagnation, I can't be around you. You know, I gotta keep moving. Hell yeah. You know, I know that we all share morals and obligations and a lot of ideas, but, like, you know, I move at a pace. You know what I'm saying? That I can't discount. So.
Hell yeah, dude! I love your energy, bro. I love that shit.
Like, I've let a lot of things go because, like, I didn't stand by this shit so hard, but like now that I'm standing by it as hard as I can, and standing by myself as hard as I can, like, a lot of great things are coming out of it. I've never been able to stand this hard for myself. Yeah. You know? Like, No.
Is this something that started kind of toward the end of last year? Oh.
Yeah.
I was taking a guess in terms of time.
No. You completely hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
At the end of last year, it was like I had gone through so much shit to the point where it's like, all right, just bring the next thing. Just bring it. I will take it. And I will take it down, and I'm going to figure it out no matter what. Because no matter what has happened so far, I've always found myself on the other side with something better.
Hell yeah. You know? That's what ends up happening at the end of the day anyway.
Absolutely.
Is you often going through those trials that, reshapes our perception of going through trials. A lot of people, they fall prey to the situation itself.
Yeah.
They find themselves in this rut where it's like, damn, this shit is hard. I should just get out of it, get away from it. It's that extra caution, the flight mechanism.
Yeah.
That shit is it's unfortunate. It's hard to say it's whack. I would like to comfortably say it's whack. I don't think that it is. I think it's just unfortunate because it's hard to get out of that rut.
It is.
And it's hard when you see, I understand the feeling of like being challenged and being like, oh no, this shit, like I don't want it. I don't want to deal with it.
Of course.
I don't want to do it.
And it makes you want the thing that you want even less because
Yeah.
you're going through it. I think one thing that really helped me was just the community. Like the people I'm surrounded by. I couldn't ask for a better set of people to be surrounded by.
Hell yeah.
You know, like y'all over at Cartridge, Controllerize, the whole community, man. Like I've made music my entire life and have never been so motivated. When I think about the community that I'm in, I'm just like, I want to make music.
Hell yeah.
And the people who push me, the people I live with, shout out to all of y'all who are watching, It's just, when you have good people around you, it's a motivator. It's like I'm doing the right things, and these type of people have been attracted into my life because I'm reflecting a certain energy outward, So.
Definitely. I definitely understand that. It's, I have that both, I will say this way. When it comes to interacting with you all as creatives, it is an inspiration. It inspires me to keep pushing. I have a close set of friends that operate in the similar capacity that you just spoke to, where to me, they are so high level at what they do that it is that thing that's like, no, this is the squad. This is a tight-knit group of people. I'm like, I want to be around them more than anyone else.
Of course.
And it's like, it doesn't take anything away from my other friends, the other people that inspire me, because I love hanging out and being in that mix, because it helps. It's the thing that is almost like a reprieve, because it's good. It's part of the balance, I'd say. But it is nice to have that clique that you have, and you especially, at least the folks that you surround yourself with, even amongst like the Cartridge community, from the Controllerize community, largely that Auxilla part of the Controllerize community,
seriously,
is a driven fucking group of people. I can't say I have ever seen, like, that was the interesting thing to me about Auxilla. Shout out to Cubes and Francois for running that shit. And Controllerize. Shout out to the drums, all the homies for putting this shit together to even make these kind of experience happen. It was interesting to me to see people so willing and who had this deep desire to say, yo, I've been working on this shit. I wonder what people think about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a matter of being like, oh, we have the show booked already. We're in the mix like this, in the main space, which was an awesome space.
Yeah.
That outside space though was like, it was a different energy.
Yeah.
Because for some reason it kept people. You got people rapping outside. It got people fucking like, I didn't see anybody really dance, but everyone was just vibing.
People were dancing,
they were fucking getting
rapping.
it in, man. They were just getting it the fuck in. And
that's a crazy story, because I actually got to Controllerize and Cartridge because of an old friend from Massachusetts who came to Atlanta. Shout out to Devo to Genius, because they came to Atlanta in June, at the end of June, and I had known them previously in Massachusetts because we had done like a show together at this hip hop shop in Worcester. So they came to Atlanta, and I met up with them at the studio, and they were like, yo, like, I'm going to be at this event later. Do you want to come through? And I was like, fuck yeah. I go, and it's Wonder Kid. it's Cartridge. Devo was playing at Cartridge that night.
Wow.
So I met everybody because Devo came to Atlanta that one night.
Shout out to Devo.
Shout out to Devo to Genius.
What the fuck up?
Seriously. Y'all would love him down here too. Like, if he was down here in the Atlanta community, that man would be playing Cartridge like every week.
Oh yeah?
That man's crazy.
How does, to that point, just playing live anyway. When you are performing live, like, how does that feel?
It's a state. It's a total. You just let go of reality.
Okay.
You just let everything go, and you just prostrate yourself to the music. That's a tough word.
That is a tough word.
When I say that, it means like you just like give every atom in your body the music. You know, you just become that shit. I don't really remember how my performances go because of how much of a state it is for me.
Damn.
It's, you know how Aang goes into the Avatar state?
Hell yeah.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. It's like the amalgamation of my powers. You know what I'm saying? This is the manifestation, the encapsulation of how my music is manifested outward.
I've seen you perform on a handful of occasions, and it seems very natural. I can see that you are really putting in like the effort, like it. But it seems where you're saying it's something that just happens, and you just fucking get in it.
Just get in it.
Like,
you know, it's like stepping into a pair of cosmic shoes, and just like the shoes give you powers, and then you just like run with it. You know, like that first Smith show, the first Catacombs. It was like I was the last set. But, you know, I still had so much energy, and I don't even remember, like, I remember getting off a stage. I don't remember getting on stage. It's weird. Like, I swear to God, I don't remember getting on the stage because of how, like, I had my shades on, too, so I couldn't see anything. Because I wear those shades every time I perform, but, yeah, like, that, it was such a flight moment, not like a fight or flight moment, but pure flight.
You're just fucking literally flying. You know, it's the flow state.
Exactly,
is what they call it.
Flow
is what
state.
I think you're speaking to.
I think keeping it that raw is like something that makes me unique as well, because it's like I don't limit myself when I'm on stage. You know, I just let my body breathe and let the lyrics breathe, and just, you know, whatever weird moves I'm doing on stage, it's all just because I'm in this flow state.
It's beautiful because it's authentic.
Yeah.
Is that important to you to maintain? Like, and how do you see that kind of manifesting as you develop music, that authenticity?
How do I see it?
How do you see it, like, manifesting more as you keep, like, creating music?
I think it's just, like, because lately I've been surrounded by a lot of different people. You know, a lot of people who dance, a lot of people who are in different... because my culture has so many different communities. You know, it's like I'm a Sunni Muslim. I consider myself Shia, but Sufi, sorry. There's Sufi Muslims, like I just said. There's Shia Muslims, like I just said. I'm just learning so much more about my culture than I've been given.
Interesting.
And it's just like, it's opening me up to like so many new ideas.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much that's not talked about when it comes to brown people. Like, no one really considers the fact that, like, Sunnis and Shias are still killing each other, you know? Or, like, what else? Or that, like, you know, histories in the brown community is always misconstrued. Like, if you tell a Pakistani person that Muhammad Ali Jinnah was born as a Shia Muslim, they will get really mad at you, even though that is correct history. He converted to Sunnism later, but they don't want to acknowledge the fact that he started off as a Shia.
Huh.
So, you know, yeah, it's just like the more I learn and the more that I gain knowledge, the more I think authentic I become. I
kind of want to know a bit more about, like, the historical. What are some other parts of, you say brown people? I love you. I love you. Because it's to me, like, Middle Eastern people consider the Middle East. Exactly. That's what I was about to say. People call it the Middle East, but it's really part of Asia.
So here's the thing. The Middle East is before South Asia. The Middle East encompasses countries like Iran, Iraq, Egypt, Palestine, who else am I missing out? Saudi Arabia. Yeah. When you get into South Asia, it's
Pakistan, Kazakhstan,
India,
China, Bangladesh. Yeah.
I'd say China is definitely a little more.
It's for Southeast specific. Yeah. But it's still, that's all still Asia.
Still Asia.
There's like Myanmar's down there, Thailand. It's more on the, you'd say, like, middle Western Asia
right.
like section of the map.
So the problem is with Western perception is that they jumble South Asia and the Middle East together. Whereas people in the Middle East are speaking a different language and also eating different cuisines, and like they have a different culture than South Asian people do. South Asian people are still Muslim, but that doesn't mean they're like the same type of people as Arab people. Like, you know, South Asians are from India and Pakistan and Bangladesh. Arab people, Middle Eastern people are more from, like, you know, Iraq, Iran, like I said, you know, those Middle Eastern countries, Palestine. We get jumbled together. So it's like, it's American racism. It's just like, no matter, you know, what part of the world you're from, you're just the same thing. Like, oh, you're a towel head. And you're calling, like, who are you? It's like this person's calling that name to somebody who's, like Palestinian or like Muslim. That's a Sikh thing. Sikhs are from South Asia, not the Middle East. Like, there's so much geographical shit that like is not portrayed to people and not given as an education to people, you know, so they can learn more. But as a brown man, that's something I have to deal with. It's like, oh, are you Middle Eastern? No, I'm South Asian. Right. You know. Can you speak Arabic? No, I speak Urdu. You know, like
Urdu.
Yeah. That's different from Hindi. Like, oh, are you Indian? No, I'm Pakistani. Still in South Asia, different country. You know.
How many different languages is part of like the Pakistani like dialect?
So Urdu, and then we got Punjabi, we got Pashto, and these are all. Punjabi is its own language. Pashto, I think, is a dialect of Urdu, and there's one more that I'm forgetting. I forget the last one. Hindi is the language from India. Hindi and Urdu are very similar. Okay. They're extremely, extremely similar. But there's obviously things that are different about them. Different Sanskrit. Urdu is based in Persian Arabic Sanskrit. Okay. It's basically the same Sanskrit as Arabic, but with different letters. I can't speak for Hindu Sanskrit because I don't really know about it.
I respect that.
So, completely different characters. And another thing I got to deal with is like, do you speak Hindi? No, I speak Urdu. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows what Hindi is. Everyone knows what India is. They don't really know that there's other countries in that region. Like, you know, but I digress, you know.
Well, I want to add, it's good. It's not even digressing because now I told you I gave you these base questions earlier today. I'm sorry because this was much later than I wanted to, but the long and short is those are just base questions. Hearing these explanations is exactly what I'm looking for right now, because this is like the authentic you, and I get to ask more authentic questions because now I want to know. You know, I'm listening to The Magician, which if you all have not heard the album, The Magician, I've listened to it on Spotify, so The Magician, this is The Magician B-side. Listen to both because they're fucking dope. There are points where you're speaking Urdu? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think so actually there's not points on The Magician where I'm speaking Urdu, but there's points on a new single that I made where I'm speaking Urdu. It's called A Letter to My Oppressor.
Yes, okay, I'm sorry.
Urdu. Yeah, you're good.
Even still, how does it feel to be able to add that part of your like culture, your language to your music?
It's crazy. Like, I never thought I'd be doing this. I thought I was just gonna be a straight hip hop dude for like a good minute. But then, you know, once I had my cultural rebirth, it was like, let me try this. Let me like honor my ancestors one time and really like sing in Urdu. And so like I was sitting at my table, I was just, you know, writing lyrics. I was like, had some Bollywood on in the background. And the lyrics I came up with, Kachiya Badi mein Gane baja ke khubsurat ban gaya, and that means we made music in the slums, that we made it beautiful.
That's awesome.
And then the next lyric is Kachiya Badi mein mast bana ke khubsurat ban gaya. That means we created fun in the slums and made it beautiful.
That's awesome.
And that's just
wonderful.
Thank you.
It's
it's a testament to like, you know, just how intangible magic can make the world a better place. Like, music is that intangible magic. You can't see it, but it's always shifting the energy in the air.
Hell yeah.
You know? And I said that in
sound waves and frequencies beyond that shit.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's a whole different mix. So you make a lot of one. I listened to a letter from my oppressor as well. And before you, and even when you put out albums, you make a lot of social content. I would say, at least from my purview, it's like you and like hip hop heavy, y'all make like the most. Like Q makes a ton too.
Yeah.
Like
Q makes a ton.
There's like a group that's like really about that, like pushing their shit, which is awesome. Do you feel connected with your audience when you are posting on social media?
I do.
Okay.
But it's also like it's really difficult because the way social media is just set up.
Yeah.
I find it very difficult that 22.8K people who follow me on TikTok don't seem to translate over to my Spotify. Yeah. I find that very fishy for some reason. And there's a lot of people who, from that 22.8K who are listening to me, I'm just always like, why is it not translating into more? I already have this big of an audience over here.
Right.
And, why don't they translate to Instagram either? Like, why are we sticking on one platform? Maybe there's something that I'm doing that's wrong, but, I just think, like, it's another trap of social media. Yeah. It's like, you can be big on one platform, but you can't be bigger on the other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think I've done very well for myself, of course. Yeah. But I still fall into pitfalls. And I think I want to, educate people that no matter how big you get, there's always something that's going to prevent you from going further. You will overcome it. Everyone overcomes it if you try hard enough. But, no matter how famous you are on TikTok, it's all a perception thing. Like, people are like, oh, like, people hit my DMs, and they're like, oh, I need advice from you. You seem like a really established musician. And I'm like, I appreciate you, but I'm kicking it where you're at. I'm not making the most money. I'm still, like, living check to check type of deal. Like, but it's really thoughtful, though. I think it's really amazing that people think I'm extremely established, and, I will get there one day, for sure. I just think, like, there's a weird perception thing that goes on with this social media stuff because not everyone is who they seem. Yeah.
I agree.
When I do social media, I want to make sure that, like, there is no wall between that. I'm going to be myself in real life. I'm going to be myself on the camera, and there's no in between. I'm not going to do this fake pretty boy shit on camera just because people want me to be nice. No, I'm going to go on camera and say pro-Palestine. Free Palestine every fucking day. I don't care how much it shadow bans me. I don't care how much the algorithm wants to put me under its foot. I will come back on top because I always do that.
Hell yeah. So one of the things that I saw actually a TikTok or that a buddy of mine sent me was how there's a system called heating, where people who work for TikTok pick what videos are making it to, get those extremely viral views and things of that nature. Exactly. Those kinds of shits. They think they hurt the pipeline. That it's really fucking unfortunate that it ends up playing that way, but I think it's actually kind of sick. It's sickening, really. It is. Really doesn't. I don't want to use TikTok knowing that. But it's just like one of those things where, like, you just kind of got to know what to look out for. Yeah. And I don't know. I think you're right. People don't really realize it, but because that kind of stuff happens, it creates this weird perception around it. You have what sounds like a more organic following, and it's been a growing organic following. Of course. One of the things I did want to ask you about is ATL Catacombs. Yeah. What was the impetus of that particular event?
In retrospect, so at the time, the goal was to create an event that I could run. You know what I'm saying? That I could make bigger and, like, have more people, collaborate on and, make sure that people get on a stage. I wanted to give a voice to the underground artists. Unfortunately, though, I ran into my own money troubles at the end of August, and I had to move out of the crib that I was living in, and, without all the people who were originally there for Catacombs to make it run, I can't really do that now. Yeah. But in retrospect, Catacombs was able to create a lot of connections that I thought would have never existed. Hell yeah. Shout out to Automatic Bazooty.
Straight up.
Yo. So, right? I just came out the gate with it.
Between him and Francois, those two are the people you want in your fucking corner.
Literally. So telling you. They, from the first show until we did the last show, they were, like, on Catacombs for visuals through and through. And I just recently learned that. Do you know the fairies?
No.
So the fairies are another one of my friends. They're a DJ duo. They do a lot of like witch house and rave.
Witch house?
Yeah, some.
What is witch house?
It's some celestial like house.
Okay.
I don't want to desecrate their name. Fairies, if you're watching this, I love y'all. I have. You know I hate genres, and I hate putting y'all in a box. Like, motherfucker, like, I gotta do this genre thing on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Made a new genre. It's like, yes. I did make a new genre, but I hate pigeonholing people because the fairies do, you know, so much diverse type of music. You know? It doesn't sound like anything that you'd hear at the moment. But, you know, going back to my original point, I found out that Bazooty did visuals for the fairies at their last rave. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, like, I didn't know that connection would have happened. And, you know, there's a bunch of people who met up at Catacombs. Like, shout out to my homies Q and Genjo. Like, they've met everybody who I've been making music with here. And, yeah, just a lot of really nice connections got made. And, you know, it felt, my homie Meraki Anwar, sorry Meraki, I always mess up your last name. But she's another great friend of mine. She's a fantastic MC. She will eat anyone alive on the mic. She'll eat me.
She killed that song.
The No Guidance shit?
Yeah, that shit was cold.
She ate that shit up.
I was like, God
no
damn.
question. No one's fucking with her. I met her on the set of Atlanta season 3.
Really?
Yeah. I met her. We were like on lunch break and we were just sitting and we started chatting and like she had really good energy and she was like, I make songs, and I was like, give me your Spotify. I heard that shit and I was like, we need to work. And I was able to have her perform at Catacombs. Nice. You know, and she got to meet a lot of people that, you know, not to take credit for anything because, you know, her own style brings her to, you know, wherever she needs to go. But it's like, damn, I did create a lot of good connections between people. And I think in retrospect, that was the purpose.
Hell yeah.
You know, like, it may have not survived, but it connected a lot of people together that normally wouldn't have been connected with. And I'm very proud of that.
No, definitely. It's something to be proud of. Making connections is, especially when it's unexpected, it's a gift. Especially when people tell you, and I think you should take pride in it, like, that you did help create those connections.
It's crazy.
Like, it's just so strange. I can imagine the feelings, like, when people are like, yeah, I met so-and-so through ATL Catacombs.
Yeah.
Like, and they're, like, saying thank you to you.
And I'm just like, damn, you ain't even have to thank me, bro. Like, you coulda, like, we just making friends, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. But, you know, if I'm able to facilitate that for people, I'm more than happy to do it. You know?
So what would be an event that you would want to do and say in the future? Like,
I don't know. Because, like, you know, as much as Catacombs made a lot of great connections happen, it was a little disappointing being played by all the venues. Okay. Because, you know, a lot of us didn't get paid as sufficiently as we should have been. Mm-hmm. Despite, you know, having pretty good turnouts.
Seriously?
Stuff like that, yeah.
No, seriously. I remember going and shooting some video while I was there. Motherfuckers was showing up.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, God damn.
It was crazy.
It's cold-blooded.
Yeah. I mean, we was putting in hella work, you know, and it was tight. I just wish the payoff was bigger, you know. We didn't end up getting the payoff that we liked, and after a while it started cutting into the finances, and I was just like, nah, I can't let anybody take the weight of what's crashing down right now. I gotta just shut it down and save it for later, or it comes crashing down and we all suffer from it, you know. So unfortunately, Catacombs is no more at the moment. That's the first time I'm saying that publicly.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of firsts that happen here.
Damn.
I want to ask you this. I feel like this leads really well into my last question for you, which is, what is something about the music industry you've learned and think people should be more aware of? Just from your experience.
Man, there's so many things.
Keep fucking saying them.
That
people, like, you think fans even may not even know about. People who are getting into music, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I want to make a career out of blah blah blah, like that they should know about. Like, what should people who aren't particularly aware of what goes on behind the scenes?
That most people who got big in the 2010s fake their streams.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
What?
People make stream farms. People make stream farms in different parts of the country with a bunch of laptops and just play them shits on loop in a random area. Like, they get teams together to inflate their streams. This numbers game is what's really, putting artists down. They see artists with these crazy, insane streams, and it's just like...
That's my brother.
Oh, that's bro?
That's me.
You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to you.
Yep.
But it's just like, it makes these smaller artists see these inflated numbers. It's not even possible. You know? It's like, how did this art... Like, Travis Scott is an example of this. Travis Scott's manager faked all of his streams using an AI program.
Yeah, and they have a video about my dude doing that too.
They do.
Yeah, but Travis got like really big off of it.
He got really big off of it. I mean, it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna hate because he did have a couple albums that I liked, but I think it's really demoralizing to smaller artists. Like, don't do this to us, man. Like, how are we supposed to be able to measure up to an AI generated amount of streams?
Yeah.
That shit makes no sense to me. Some folks just work the system. Exactly.
Yeah.
But one thing I've seen is a lot of people are realizing this now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are realizing that a lot of this shit, a lot of this megastar success, it's all fake. It's all fake as hell. Like, there's, when it comes to listeners, a lot of people who are inflating these streams for these bigger artists are bots.
Yeah.
They're bots. Like, I really doubt. How many monthly listeners does Drake have? Let's see right now.
I'm fucking here to find out.
Yeah, let's see. Let's fucking see.
Because while Drake is huge, right? Like,
he's
just
huge.
In general, it kind of, at least from my experience being out here and seeing people who have been in the game for a minute, who are much older than both of us, hearing the quality of their work and being able to be like, I can understand what you mean. I'm like, shit don't make no damn sense. It made
no sense.
It's like they should even have more of a platform, and it's not like they're not putting in the effort.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're still doing the fucking footwork and getting out there.
I think there's something also to be said about artists turning their fans into robots because they put out so much garbage. But then, they make this person, mesmerized with them. Yeah. And it's just, whatever they put out, they just eat up. And it's good no matter what. You know what I'm saying? There's not... That's another thing, this barrier between the artist and the fan. It's like, the fan thinks this is a perfect person. But this is not a perfect person. Drake is not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect person. You're not a perfect person.
Not at all. God.
It's something about displaying these people as royalty. Like, they're above us. It's just I don't roll like that. At the beginning of the interview, I said, I'm a leftist. I'm for the community. I want to lead the community. You know what I'm saying?
Feel free to read it. Yeah.
An easy way to see through the BS is to realize, despite these ridiculous streams, these artists aren't outselling established stalwarts in the game. If those records were really moving, we'd know. Yeah. If my thing is, if people are listening to it, if I hear somebody be like, oh, you should listen to this, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm not gonna listen to it if Spotify is like, hey bro, you should Wrapped and shit like that. Wrapped annoys me because there's so much stuff in my rap that I didn't listen to. Yeah. And I'm just like, where did this come from?
Yeah, they add songs to your raps, and I don't quite care for it either. I fuck with Spotify. I ain't even gonna hold you. Because the one thing I do like to see is the year end because of what I do listen to. Yeah. And it's cool to know, this is my top 5, and I'll think back and I'm like, God damn, I was listening to motherfuckers like. I listen A$AP Rock Lot, I'll be listening, I might have Nujabes playing at night before I go to sleep, and when I go to sleep, it's it sometimes it makes sense. Yeah. Other times though, to your point, I'm not here to don't fuck up my playlist with all this extra shit that I didn't care to listen to.
I didn't ask for this, yo.
I didn't want to be a part of this shit.
Exactly.
Now, to your point, if I do listen to it, it's fucking inflating the numbers of someone I don't give a shit about.
Exactly. That's another thing. It's all this stuff is placed into your playlist to inflate numbers. And it's just Jay-Z literally admitted it on Story of OJ. What was the lyric? It was we was inflating them numbers.
Is it?
Is it?
I have to go back and look.
I know he said something on that track about inflating numbers, and I was like, duh, like, of course, Mr. Carter, like, we knew this, bro.
Thanks for telling everyone.
Thanks for finally telling us. It's a little late for that, but it's cool, you know. But yeah, don't get discouraged when you see somebody doing bigger numbers than you. Mm-hmm. Because more often than not, if they're doing bigger numbers but nobody knows who they are, then their way of getting numbers isn't valid. Something's going on there. Yeah. They're using bots. They're doing something.
There's fuck shit and tomfoolery.
There's fuck shit and tomfoolery that's going on in this joint. Like, you know, not even to toot my own horn. Look at me. Like,
oh no, you make some ballin' shit. I ain't even trying to. I'm not even tooting your horn. That ass, like, and I love listening to music. Anyone who knows. Him especially, because we come from the same family.
Of course.
Our father listens to everything.
Of course.
So we grew up listening to fucking everything.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It took me, you have to mature with music.
Of course.
As you grow up, the ear changes. What you liked before, you might not like so much now. Like, I don't listen to nearly as much Eminem, as I used to when I was a teenager. But I'm also not going through the same shit I was going through.
You grow up.
Exactly.
You know?
So it's just like, when I hear what you put out, I'm like, it's refreshing. One, because as much as I'd say it don't matter, to me it kind of does. Someone so young to be able to have be in such a reflective state, I give kudos to you. Because, again, like I said, I've seen it. I've seen young people. I worked really closely with, like, young adults. I was like a resident assistant. I fucking ran communities. I've worked with fucking up and coming pro gamers in the same age range as us, and seeing the difference. I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers not gonna make it if they don't keep doing what they're doing. Like, they're gonna suffer. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt bad.
I just had to grow up quick because I was just faced with a situation that was like, if I don't mature quick enough, then I'm not gonna do as well in the real world. And you know, because I was in the situations that I was in, it was just like, you know, I had to do a lot of growing in a lot of short amount of time, which was detrimental at some points. But it's just like, you know, I'm also going through a very meditative time right now. I'm just reflecting on a lot of my past and, you know, kind of de-rooting a lot of old tendencies so that, you know, I can be less weighted for the future.
I feel you.
You know, dropping a lot of anchors right now and leaving them there.
I like it. I find myself in a very similar position. One issue that I have is a deep procrastination. It's in there. It's rooted hard from, like, I remember
me too, fam.
Childhood. It's like tough. At the same time, it's a matter of, to me, is like learning the balance of being able to work with it in order to, I guess, kind of work against it. Mm-hmm. So you kind of learn what the problem is, so you can start to get rid of the problem more and more. Grow out of that.
You make it your friend. Almost. You work with the trauma. You work with the problem. It's not all about pushing the trauma out of your life. You got to work with it because that's still a part of you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it really is.
You can't rip out an arrow from your arm. You're gonna fuck your shit up. You gotta pull that shit out slowly.
Hell yeah. You break the damn arrow, have wood chips and shit all up in your arm. You're sitting there infected, like, oh no.
Right? You pulled the trauma out too quick, and now you still got shit on you. You know, like,
that's heartbreaking.
Seriously. Yeah, just be like, that's another thing I want to preach. Is like, when you're doing your shadow work and, you know, you're contemplating on things that you've gone through, be gentle with yourself. Things aren't gonna happen tomorrow. Like, god damn, dude. Like, people are not gentle with themselves. And granted, the society that we live in does not allow us to be like that, unfortunately.
Okay, that's an interesting point, and I agree with that. Yeah. It's from the perspective of, like, you're sitting and looking outward. The thing about, and you say be gentle, I call it giving yourself grace.
Yes.
It is. We're saying the same thing, literally. So it's I think it's one of those things where when you're looking inward, it doesn't matter what society has to fucking, you know, think or what it doesn't allow, because that space that you have is yours. You own that.
Of course.
You know, it's I encourage people, like, in giving yourself grace, break away. Like you're saying, you're in a meditative space. You have to seclude yourself in order to actually really be able to truly reflect, to truly think back. Yeah. Even when you're secluding yourself and doing something at the same time, and I could be wrong, but it's one of those things where it's like, at least from my experience, it it's necessary to have people asking, like, oh, where is this person at? Because if they're asking that question, that means you're not around to be bothered by the bullshit.
Of course.
That means that you're not around to be influenced by whatever negative habits or emotions or whatever else they may be harboring.
Absolutely.
That kind of stuff I think is important for personal growth.
Yeah.
And again, it's refreshing. And I sit here, you at 23, talking to Dark Souls Thug, who's 21 last week, and both of you being just the wisdom here is like learned. Y'all learned it.
Trying, man. It's a crazy world that we live in. You know, I went to college during the pandemic and I dropped out because fucking pandemic ruined all my grades and ruined my workflow. And you know, I had to face a ton of rebirth in like a very short amount of time. That's the thing with me. It's like in my lifetime, I've had to face changes in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
So, you know, because of that, I've been able to stay on my toes. But, you know, eventually, though, I want things to settle out. Like, you know, I'm not trying to do this crazy hard mode adventure type shit. Like, bring the level down to medium for a second. You know, let me chill. You know, but I've become very resilient.
Yeah.
You know, resilience is one of my biggest things, and I continue to display that. I'm very proud of myself.
Challenges breed that. And I think with that, as part of, like, showing what's come from this resilience, would you be willing to do a 15-minute or so session?
Let's get it.
Okay, we gotta set this up. This one's gonna be a bit different, folks, in a great way, because this is the first time we've put Ableton into the stream, so you're gonna see the samples being like worked in. It's gonna look like this. I am going to cut the mic for now. I actually won't be able to hear anything. So actually, I listened to the stream from my phone, so I can hear it. Gosh. But everyone else is going to catch the whole situation, the whole experience, and that's okay. I'm here for it.
Hell yeah.
And while you do this, I'm actually going to send you, because you gave me a range. I picked the center of that range by my perception, and so I'm going to send that to you.
Word.
All right, let's do this way. I'm going to give you this.
No
actually, let me get that back over here for you. Actually, wait, I need to put a timer on here. That's also.
Oh yeah, 15-minute beats.
Yeah,
right?
it's a 15-minute thing. Timing, it's proven helpful.
It's a challenge, you know. Like sometimes you just gotta like be under the gun and make a beat.
Well, you could have come with whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
Honestly, I will say that if you did, you don't have to make one live. If you wanted to do like you know, something, and you just play what you want to play.
Honestly,
think you playing your sound and playing your music is the important part here.
I'll see what I can do, because like I have a very interesting, weird style when it comes to just chopping shit. But I'll see what
I'm gonna put 16 on only because I'm gonna account for a minute.
Gotcha.
Where we're gonna have to do this transfer.
Bet.
So there you go. There goes your mouse, and you can open up Ableton right there. There you go. Sound's coming out. You can hear it?
Yep.
This is good.
Let's get it. Alright, so what I usually like to do is I like to start with my sample. I don't know what we gonna sample, but
That's on that screen over there.
that's kind of tight. That is weird as shit. Oh, my bad.
So VLC is on. Actually, let me turn this away.
Gosh.
I'll give you both screens to work on.
Hell yeah.
This is I'm fucking with this. I'm here for it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm fucking with it.
Let's see.
I get to listen back. So.
That's okay. Let's see what I got in the other folder.
And you can full screen that if you want to.
Got you. Yeah, I usually keep it minimized so I can just drag in samples.
Oh, fuck with it. Look, do your shit, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see what I got in the Palestinian guitars. Let's see what I got.
I love that you pull music from that you made that dive. You call it a cultural rebirth earlier.
Yeah.
And now it's impacting how you're about to fucking, like, how you've been creating music. It's beautiful.
You know? Thank you.
And it fucking impacts how you're posting, too, and what you post about. It is a very intriguing and interesting aspect to that, in my opinion.
Appreciate it.
It's great to fucking see.
You know, it's when you open your mind up to like, oh, there's music in the rest of the world. It's like, oh shit, there's new sounds that I can work with, and you know, new possibilities. It's just like, you know, Western civilization just like bubbles you in, or you know, it bubbles you in.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, there's so much I can do outside of it.
Would you like some mango juice or some water?
That would be tight.
Get you some
mango juice.
Hell yeah. Let me grab you some.
Hell yeah.
Pour your water out your cup. Get you some juice real quick.
Thank you,
work.
Alright, so I think I found a drum loop that I like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it in. It's at 97 BPM, so I'm going to drag it here. What I like to do is just slice my samples in the simpler that Ableton has. And then I usually just play out my drums kind of like this. Oh, it's not working. Warp this. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Alright, so we got our drum loop chopped up over here. I'm gonna put this on loop. That's me. Cool. Okay, let me go back to that shot because it sounds a little weird. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to record that loop. So what I like to do is chop up my drum samples and then I play them backwards. So it's like not the whole loop, but it's like the loop but like in a different order. So that's how the thing would sound normally, but then like I put it backwards. So I go boom. So it has like a different kick pattern and a whole different pattern. Basically.
I fuck with that. That's cold blooded. That's cold blooded.
I think that's how Kanye did the drums for Drive Slow.
Really?
I believe he just chopped up a bunch of drum samples and just played them in order. Dun, dun, type of deal, yeah.
So Kanye's sample, you know what that sample is that he used, right? You know what that song that's from?
What song is that again?
It's from a song called Wildflower.
Oh yeah.
It's an old jazz track.
Oh,
I'll find the name of it. I have it on a playlist.
That fucking saxophone, right?
Yep. And then that that's from that.
Wasn't there another record that sampled that song?
There very well might have been.
There's literally an old school track that sampled that song. I forget which one it was. Fuck, it'll come to me.
Yeah, that escapes me too. This isn't live sample snitching, but if you haven't heard Wildflower by Hank Crawford, you should listen to that shit, because it's a beautiful song.
That's a Hank Crawford song?
That's a Hank Crawford song. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Okay, so I got my drum sample almost set up. So I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to see how that chops. Even if my chop doesn't sound clean, I can just always go back in the editor and fix it, so it's not a problem. Go back. And what we can do is start mixing and matching drum sounds. So like even when you duplicate it, it gives you the same one that you had, but it's like, okay, so it's like, what if I like, it starts with a kick, and I gave it like a different, yeah. So it's
I wait to listen back to this.
You know, it's like,
You about to have me losing my shit in this apartment now.
I just be doing shit.
You're about to have me losing my damn mind. Cause I did not expect you to live create a goddamn song.
Hey, bro. I just jump into it.
Look, I fucked with it. More power to you, fam. I'm here for it.
This is what happens when your sun, moon, and rising is Sag, Aries. You just say, fuck it. You literally just say, fuck it.
Came to this bitch. I was like, okay, they're about to bring some bring some of that on track 6. Everyone else is gonna mix live, whatever. Right. She was like, no, I need Ableton. I was like,
Ableton.
Oh, okay, all right, here we go. Okay. I don't know how this is gonna work. I've never seen Ableton.
Hey, just wait.
Never seen this like this before.
Listen, that's crazy. We made it happen though.
No, we are. We're making it happen. I'm fucking here for it.
All right. So, what else we got over here? We'll run through these samples. So I got the drums laid down. It's like the slow. You want to hear it?
No, I want to hear it when we're done here. I'm going to probably be cheesing so damn hard the entire time I listen back to this. My face is gonna hurt.
You're gonna be in for a
good time. I'm cheesing right now and my face is hurting.
Nah, I'm glad to hear it.
I love it. This is wonderful.
It's the onset of the magician effect. Like you can already feel the beat before you hear it.
It really is. I'm like watching. I'm like, I know the trick's coming. I know the trick's coming. You would trip black people out. You know how much black people love magic.
Oh man!
I don't know if you see those videos like David Blaine doing magic tricks around a bunch of. Oh my gosh!
Kanye reacted crazy to that shit.
He was like,
Kanye was like, "Bro, this is nuts. Don't do this ever again."
Kanye is extremely spiritual.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, that's some demonic shit right there." He's like, "I'll fuck."
Jesus ain't going like this.
You don't walk with this.
You don't walk. I don't walk with this. Fuck this. That shit crazy. A lot of Middle Eastern loops. Go back to the other folder. Let me go back to the other folder and see what the hell happened. Oh, that's ass. Fuck that.
Do you feel comfortable answering where you go to find loops that lean more Middle Eastern?
I think. Oh, where I go? Oh, yeah. Archive.org.
Oh.
Archive.org.
God damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to Francois for showing me archive.org. I was able to find so much good shit because of that damn site.
You can find a ton of shit on archive.org.
Yeah.
That's where I found my emulators.
Oh, that's where you found the emulators?
That's where you find a ton, all the emulators.
Hell
Emulator
yeah.
packs all over archive.org.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Shout out to archive.org.
Shout out to archive.
Internet, don't blow it up because
Please.
that shit is cold-blooded.
It's slow too. Y'all ain't gonna get to it in time. I'm very picky. I'm extremely picky with my samples.
It's okay. It's. I don't think there's anything wrong with being picky when, just like you've explained earlier, you know what you want.
Yeah.
You know what you're looking for.
You know, it's like it's just gotta feel right.
Hell yeah.
It's gotta feel good. That's Iraqi. Okay. I might be able to work with this. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. That's how we're gonna go into it. We're gonna say God's name and just run.
You said Alhim?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So that's what Muslims say every time they recite prayer. They start off their prayer with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep. That's how I was raised.
I fuck with it.
Let's see. I'm not like a practicing Muslim, but like I'm very spiritual, and I'm starting to make my own interpretations of Islam. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think religion is a thing that hasn't been advanced in centuries.
Right.
You know, and honestly, like there's a new age of spirituality that's coming out now, and it's just like it really challenges the Ableton 11. There we go. It challenges the notion of every religion that came before, or all the religions and all the religions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, sorry, this sample sounded good though.
Go for it. Look.
Good.
Fall into that. I don't know, we gotta pitch you.
I'm rocking with it.
What do you do with this kind of energy? It's so strong. It's like, it's so raw. It's.
Thank you.
How does one? I don't want to ever contain energy. I always want to like it to work and flow. How do I get it to flow more?
It's flowing.
I want to see the more. Just like all often.
Yeah.
Like a river.
It's just about saying, like, with me, I have a mode called fuck it.
Okay. I fuck with it.
You know, like, my mode is like when it's just, when everything seems impossible, it's just like, fuck it, bro. Just fuck it. And like, I didn't think I was going to be able to make a beat, like a good beat, but I already found the sample because I said fuck it.
Oh, yeah. Fucking know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the fuck you're looking for.
It all comes down to it. I want to help people, like, you know, get more of an understanding for what they want. Because it's like, if more people... Indecision is a big thing that a lot of people are dealing with these days. People don't know how to make the best decision for themselves. But it's okay, because, like, you know, there's avenues to help with that.
There are. Therapy's one of them for a lot of people. There's also, again, being around a collective of individuals who align with your interests.
Exactly.
You know? It's, I listened to this, motivational video that I found a long time ago when I was in college. The speaker for it, his name's Les Brown. He's an older black dude who's just like, one of the things I love that he says is align yourself with people who can empower you. Align yourself with people who think like you and dream like you. You want more out of life. People who are stretching and searching and seeking some higher ground in life. That kind of shit's important. Because if you're with people who are stagnant and comfortable and you want more for yourself, you're gonna be sad, disappointed, and it'll be hard to know where to go because your corner is full of motherfuckers who don't want to do shit.
Exactly.
Straight up. It's hard to
fucking be the only one who
down
wants to do shit in that scenario. And that's not... No one wants to live like that.
At all. And a lot of people do.
There we go. Now the sour spice is starting to... Yeah, now it's starting to resonate with the Just treat it like you cooking, you know what I'm saying?
I'm fucking here for it.
Yeah.
I wish we had more Indian food. We had some biryani earlier, y'all. Y'all don't even know. That shit was busting.
Shout out to Good Game for that shit. That shit was busting.
Shout out to the homies, the Singh family. And, this was about Wilbur. I think they still do. They put me on that shit a couple years ago. Thank God for this. This is amazing. Shit.
That's the reason this beat is going hard as fuck right now.
I'm telling you.
Ah, damn, I wish I had RC20 on here. Would have been tight. That's like my favorite plugin. Shout out to XLN Audio. They be going hard for me. Yeah. This one time, so I had RC20 as I was paying it off. Mm-hmm. I had it subscription based and I paid it off. And I went to use it and it stopped working. And I was really mad. I was like trying to uninstall and do the whole thing. And eventually I made a TikTok, and I tagged XLN. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was being a total musical Karen. I was like, I was mad. Like, I paid $20 a month for this product, and it's not even working now. Yeah. And that product was, RC20 is really important for me. It makes the samples that I use, it brings more out of those samples. Yeah. So what was crazy, though, is some guy from XLN saw my video. And he was like, bro, I got you. He was like, don't worry, I got you. Shout out to the homie at XLN. So he basically walks me through the whole thing. And he eventually makes the thing start working again. And he was like, bro, now that it's working again, for all your trouble, here's Drum Shaper. He gave me DS10 Drum Shaper. And I was like, for real? Like, damn. He was like, oh, dude, I love your Punjabi reggae stuff. You're good. I was like, shit. The dudes at RC20 love the Punjabi reggae stuff. That's crazy. But shout out to them. XLN, great company. Super dope company. I'm doing an ad for them soon, too.
Fuck yeah. We need to... Yeah, would you like the report of this?
A verse?
Would you like the record of this stream?
Yes, that would be super
I'll send you the record.
Thank you.
Just so you can cut that out and make sure you get that on your shit. So
I'm gonna cut it into TikToks.
Hell yeah. Do what the fuck you want. That's what the fuck it's for.
There needs to be more content of me just like speaking my mind, because a lot of people only have heard me rap. And it's like no one knows that I've been speaking about it.
No, I fucking agree. That's the reason that we're here.
Exactly. Listen to me, y'all. More people need to listen to me.
It's a part of your story, and the experience that you share is one that I believe people who have had similar or who may not have had it at all can find a place to relate in you sharing, which is, you know, the literal reason that I wanted to do these interviews. It just so like I started doing them last year, and if I had better quality and I had a more equitable experience, like now I'm inviting you all over here because I'm not trying to do it with anyone's shitty internet connections.
Of course.
I'm not trying to, and I want to make sure that the platform's an equitable platform where I'm asking you, how much do you want for XYZ thing? What, you know, if you tell me nothing, fine. Yeah. That's what you told me.
Of course.
So I can rock with that.
But you do it on your own.
At the same time, this is on your terms, and you're just happening to, like, you're working with my schedule and your schedule.
Of course.
So that's the important part here. So I'm glad that we're able to do this now because it's creating beautiful experiences like what we're having here, and it's giving an opportunity for you all to tell your stories and speak your fucking mind.
I love doing interviews.
And you deserve that shit.
I love doing interviews. I get to ruffle some feathers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's good to ruffle feathers.
Yo, there was one interview that I did. It was at this stupid radio station in Alpharetta. Mm-hmm. They were racist as fuck to me on that damn network.
Really?
Yeah. It was some dude. And I really forget the contents of what they asked me because the one dude who kept butting in, he's like, "Oh, you're Arab, right?" And I'm like, "No, I'm Pakistani." And also, you don't say Arab like that. That's disrespectful. He's like, "Well, where I'm from, we say it like Arab." Like, he was just going on about that whole thing throughout the entire interview. And like, they're trying to ask me questions. His co-hosts are trying to ask me questions, and he wasn't letting me do nothing. So afterward, I make a huge post on my Instagram and be like, "Yo, fuck that radio station." They reach back out to me like, "Yo, we're so sorry. We're so sorry. We'll never let that happen again." And I was like, "Fuck y'all, man." And they said they would give me another interview. They never reached back out to give me another interview. So whatever that guy's name is, apparently his name was City or something like that. Yo, if you're hearing this, fuck you, bro. Fuck you and your racist ass. I'm so much better than you, and I'm so much prettier than you. God damn.
If you ever get a chance to.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Y'all, like, this experience shouldn't be a dreary one for you all as creators. It shouldn't be draining. It's one thing. It shouldn't be draining because other people are making it draining. It should be draining because you're tearing yourself up.
Yeah.
If you're going to drain yourself, that's different than someone forcing you to be a part of something that you don't want to fucking be a part of.
Exactly.
That shit is ridiculous. It's not. I don't think it's organic. I don't think it's authentic. I should say.
It's not.
You know?
It's not authentic to make somebody so vulnerable that they can't defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's warfare. Fuck that.
Seriously. That's true psychological warfare. And at the end of the day, too, like, vulnerability, for it to be authentic, the person has to want to share and feel comfortable. Want that to feel like they're in that safe space. And
so
you know,
got
that shit.
Something crazy. You usually just look at me like, "You good?"
No, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck's going on here?"
You know
I'm part of the experience with you. I'm the bystander, though.
You know the night that I knew I fucked with you is what. So I was playing Cartridge, and then I started playing Mr. Me Too, and you and me went back to back on all the lyrics.
Hell yeah, that song is hard as
I
fuck.
love that shit. I'm a huge Pusha T fan. I love that shit.
As fuck.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
How many minutes on the clock do we got left?
None. This is definitely none. Yeah. It's okay. No. Keep going. This isn't even. So that 15 minutes was for if people wanted to play music they brought.
Oh, okay.
So what you're doing is well outside of the sphere, like the scope of what I like intended, which is beautiful.
I can finish this up and play some like new shit that I've been making.
Do what you fucking want to. Don't let me stop you, please. The reason I have transparently, the reason I have this experience a little bit more sectioned off is because in the interview and then that session is because when I was doing these last year, I would have so much fun like talking to people, and we were playing fighting games and shit at the time too.
Yeah.
And while I would love to do that, I want to create a different experience for that. But that's neither here nor there. It was so hard to edit. I was in a relationship that I deeply enjoyed, and I wanted to give my attention to make sure I was able to spend time and talk to my shorty.
Of course.
But the balance wasn't there. So, I just wanted, like I said, a more equitable, more balanced experience out of this.
Totally.
But I think there's a beauty and a balance in what you're doing. This is what you wanted to do.
Thank you.
It's not about necessarily the plan going exactly how I want it to go.
Of course.
It's not the fucking mix. This shit right here is some authentic shit. And shout out to everyone that's fucking tuned in and watching this shit go down. This is hard. This is fucking cold-blooded. This is cold-blooded, yo.
I'm trying to find a different bass sound, because that last one I was not fucking with.
So, I wonder, Q's been teaching me, though I'm sure she doesn't know that she has been, about equalizing sounds and changing the frequencies of them. I wonder if you could do the same with the bass and kind of fuck with it a bit.
Yeah, I should have just done that. There we go.
Shout out to Mark Walsh, y'all.
Shout out Mark Walsh, the GOAT.
Seriously.
You already know. They be doing they shit. They be co-piloting the stream. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
100%. Okay. Hey, now we got the EQ. Maybe that's better. Maybe that's better. Okay, freeze track, flatten. So what I did here is I just turned my MIDI into audio.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you start off with MIDI, you have these notes right here. You have MIDI, it's just like playing notes from the keyboard.
Yeah.
It's not audio though, so what you want to do is, what I do is I freeze the track and then I flatten it and then it turns it into audio like this. Because before, this was just MIDI notes. And now when you flatten it, it gives you more of a chance to like do some SP style effects in here. So if I I wanted to make it stutter, I could just like start it off with a bunch of shit. Whereas if I did that with MIDI notes, it might not do it as accurate as I wanted to. That was a bit much.
So good. This is a beautiful thing to me. Is seeing it in a just to be able to sit in front of you is a huge honor at this moment.
Of course, yo.
This is deeply amazing.
I mean, you're one of those people who brought me more into the community as well. You know what I'm saying? Like through all this stuff that you've done so far. The beat battle was a huge thing for me. That shit, like, I met Radic through that. Like,
really?
Yeah, like I didn't know Radic before that.
Really?
Yeah.
I was surprising.
I knew of him, but I didn't really know him until the beat battle. And, he had heard my reggae joints and he was like, yo, we got to do some shit together. Because he's Jamaican.
Yeah.
So I gotta definitely link up with him on some reggae shit at some point.
Straight up. That's interesting. Yeah. It's a genuine surprise because you all go to Cartridge.
Yeah.
At all. Or like, go to Controller Eyes.
Yeah. I
would
Mark
think
Walt.
you would cross paths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met Mark Walt through you. You know, I met Q through you, through the beat battle.
Wow.
They were like, I think they were the, yo Q, what round did we battle? I don't think they heard me.
They'll hear it on the stream and they'll likely pop out.
I think we were like, me and Mark went head to head like the second round or maybe the third.
It might have been the third.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I just remember hearing their shit and I was like, okay, now I'm scared.
What round did you all battle?
What round did we battle?
Yeah, what was that, the second one?
Second round.
Second and third?
Because I know I faced Stucky and then I faced you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was a close one.
That was when I first met Radic as well.
Yeah, for real. We all met Radic over there.
Bringing us together, dude. Because I barely knew half you guys.
What I'm saying, Radic deserved to win that battle. That's 100.
Yeah.
Radic's cold-blooded.
I am not even mad at that. I'm so glad they won. That shit was crazy. Thank you for the clarification.
It's cold in there.
Hell yeah.
Tell me, I will turn the heat on. It's like, there are two people in here. And I did my furnace. So, like, it's okay. We'll turn the heat on.
Don't worry, we won't freeze.
I be telling you, let me know. Although I will say, I am a dad about the thermometer. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, that heat is expensive.
Yo, sometimes I'm saying, man, and honestly, it's not that bad. Looks like Georgia Power is actually pretty solid when it comes to the I don't know what it is, but
it's funny. The power company where I was living in Massachusetts was ass.
Oh, it's the worst.
Overcharged for everything.
That's whack as fuck. Hey, Georgia, it's very okay. I'm not often mad about my power bill.
I'm about to let you hear this in a couple seconds. Alright, I gotta do my signature 3 count because I love Pharrell Williams so much. Alright. This. Boom, boom, boom.
Seeing this get put together is the coldest shit, and I've only ever watched this happen. Like, actually, it's a lot. I've watched it happen twice now. 2 other people, I should say. I've seen it happen more than once. So, Finny didn't cook up here. Finny is the first time I watched it happen in person, and that was last year. Me, Fendi, and Imp were at Heck House.
Ah, I see.
And we were crashing. Imp was taking care of Heck House,
Right.
Because they were the owners were out of town or something like that, and so we like were crashing there, and Fendi was up. I was also awake due to some illicits. and I'm just sitting up watching Fendi go at it. I was like, yo, this is the most cold-blooded shit I've ever seen in my life.
Fendi be digging through some crazy records.
Digging, yo.
Digging.
And the other time was watching Cute, was listening to Cute he was doing a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is cold-blooded.
Let me know.
Okay.
How are you feeling? Where we at? Blasting off right now. Alright, ready?
I'm ready. I'm my face hurts.
He put on the stank face too hard.
Oh my gosh. My cheekbones. My cheek meat. Oh my god, my cheek meat.
You like that?
Oh my gosh, I love it. I hope you all enjoyed it too.
It's another day in the office.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Are you good here?
Yeah, we
Oh my god, my heart.
It's a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this back here because you gave us this gift, and I want to make sure that you also got a gift.
You got me a gift.
So there you go. That is from Madness and Company. A buddy of mine, my buddy Kenny, is the owner of Madness and Company. All the designs from the bag to the shirt itself. Feel free to open it up.
Yeah.
It's all designed by him.
This is hard as fuck. I love getting new clothes. I'm a huge wardrobe guy. Oh, bruh. This is fucking insane.
Hell yeah.
This is crazy. It's the same brand you got on, right?
It is. This is another one of his another one of his shirts.
Bruh, what? This is hard as shit. I'm wearing this tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
I'm literally wearing this tomorrow. Hell yeah, bro. Oh, there's a card.
That's for you, and I appreciate you for. But yeah, so also there's a lore card that comes with it. That character on there, cutting the Kraken, is Cutman. He's one of the original characters of Madness and Company.
Interesting.
So you can read that lore card, get to learn a little bit more about the character. That's a thank you card that comes from Madness and Company as well.
Hell yeah.
They are. Him and his wife own the company, and we hit the convention circuit pretty tough. And it's a great time, dude. It's brand solid, but the most important part to me was that similar to you all being independent artists, he is an independent business owner. He's a smaller vendor right now, and he's been working and developing his craft and his business since 2018. And he's been working the same way you all work on music. Kenny works his ass off on his design and everything.
Shout out to Kenny. I'm gonna wear your stuff because it very much goes with my aesthetic. That one, not that one. Listen, Kenny, your aesthetic really meshes well with my style. I wear a lot of kimonos. I do the magician thing, so I'm gonna be wearing that T-shirt a lot in my videos. So, cosign, I got you.
That's fucking tight, yo. I appreciate it, and I literally appreciate you for doing this.
Of course.
It is.
This was so fun.
Like I said, it's like me hanging off the edge of a cliff and throwing a rope. But I'm like, not on the edge, I'm like on the rocks. I'm like, damn, I could have gotten up and I throw something up and hopefully someone catches it and y'all caught it. And y'all be like, look, we got you, Cat.
I got you.
Oh, thank you.
Listen, like, you do a lot for the community as well. We're all running with each other. You know what I'm saying? We're all helping each other out. We're all making sure we, prop each other up because, we're a community and that's what we do. So, me being on here benefits you having me on here benefits me. It's all, transactional. It's all equality.
That is the way that it's supposed to be.
you know?
That is literally how it's supposed to
Yeah.
be to me. I'm like,
no one's up here, no one's down here. We're all here together.
yes, and if the people, to me, the important thing is the folks that are willing to put in the effort.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and even though it may not seem like much, it takes effort to even look at your IG and say, hell yeah, I'm gonna do this shit. There's footwork comes in a number of different ways, and this is, to me, is a part of it. Whether it's a big part or just a small part that you can look back on and say, oh, this helped me and inspired me to keep pushing, that doesn't matter to me. What matters is that you're doing the footwork. And I fuck with people who are willing to do their footwork.
Do some
You
footwork.
be on that shit straight up. Straight up.
Thank
all
you.
day. So, thank you. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. I am going to stop this record